れがお前のやり方ならな。なぜだ、なぜあの男に手を貸した。ドラゴン。
Alright, so what's going on YouTube? Today's question we're going to answer is, how strong is MonkeyD.Dragon? So MonkeyD.Dragon is one of the most mysterious characters in the entire show. Like Emu, we don't know if he holds like monstrous power like the Yonko, or if his importance is just like based solely upon his political influence, because you know the Revolutionary Army does have a lot of supporters, and they directly oppose the government. So you know, it might be one of those things where, like, because Emu, we don't know. Emu could be either way, but we don't know. But Dragon, I feel like he has to be as strong as the Yonko. One thing we do know is Oda's been waiting to reveal Dragon's true strength, but why? Because he could have revealed it so many times, but hasn't. You know, he's given us little like teases, and that might be indicative that he might be super powerful. Just like Shanks, he's been giving us little teases, right? So to help us understand why, we will look at the other characters in One Piece who are just as mysterious. The 6 most mysterious characters in One Piece are Rocks, Dizabek, Shanks, Mihawk, Emu, Blackbeard, and of course Dragon. What is one thing we can take away from the other 5 people besides Dragon? Power. Rocks was the captain of the strongest crew in history. And now that we know just how powerful these Yonko are, it speaks volumes to Rocks' strength. Shanks is a Yonko and has dueled with Mihawk, clashed with Whitebeard and Akainu, and has been portrayed to have incredible haki. Mihawk, being Shanks' longtime rival and the world's strongest swordsman, speaks to his power. Upon meeting Mihawk, we realize the monster he is. A giant boat was slashed in half, and we look on the other side, and it's just Mihawk standing before us in a tiny, like, little sailboat with a green candle, like a green flame candle, and like the dude had his arms crossed, like what he just did was nothing. Like, bro, everything about Mihawk just screams power. His demeanor and presence just speak volumes about his power, bro. Because Oda's a big, like, he uses Portrayal a lot, right? Emu is the sole figure in charge of the entire world government. We don't know much about her strength, but we do know she holds incredible influence, perhaps the most in the entire series, which makes sense. Blackbeard currently holds 2 devil fruits and is planning to flip the world on its head. Like, this dude is he's just doing like some of the stuff we've heard about Rocks, like just breaking a lot of taboos and just doing a lot of crazy shit. You know, killing Whitebeard, taking his devil fruit, right? Becoming a Yonko so quickly, like defeating Marco and the remnants. Like, bro, he's been doing a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Wielding 2 of the most powerful devil fruits, he's basically like unstoppable. He's very powerful, and we have to remember he's cunning, he's smart. So never forget that about Marshall D. Teach. But anyway, now what about MonkeyD.Dragon, the man who leads the Revolutionary Army and directly opposes the world government? In order to keep their power in place, the world government needs strong subordinates and allies. The admirals are the biggest protectors of the world government. Military might alone is not all it takes to be powerful, but if one wants to stand against the world government, they need an organization that is on par with the likes of a Yonko's crew. We saw, arguably at the time, the strongest crew in One Piece go against the Marines, and it took all they had to accomplish their goal. And he had allies with him. Whitebeard had so many allies with him going into Marineford. So it's just crazy how, because the Marines are very tactical and they have a lot of subordinates. So, you know, they have a strength in numbers. Whitebeard wasn't even there to destroy Marineford or destroy the world government. It was just to save his son, right? So we have to remember that Dragon is the one who wants to actually destroy these guys. So you have to be powerful as shit if you're gonna do that, and that's just facts, because it doesn't make sense. You can't do it if you're not powerful enough. You have to be at least as strong as a Yonko. That's the only thing that makes sense in my head. Now, understanding that, we can use that evidence to determine how powerful Dragon is. If you are the leader of an organization that directly opposes the world government, you have to be powerful. There's no question. There just isn't. It would also seem nonsensical if it weren't the case. Emu is the exception because, like, it could go either way for her. because she rules in the shadows, she doesn't theoretically have to be like a Yonko, like monstrously powerful. But also at the same time she could be, so that's always a possibility. Sabo, the second in command, is powerful enough to hold off admirals. We saw him do it with Fujitora, just like Marco had done for Whitebeard when Whitebeard told him to go get Kizaru, right? You cannot lead a weak crew to defeat the world government. It just isn't possible in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't make any sense, right? You have to have a strong crew. You have to have a crew that's capable of actually doing that because they're powerful, you know what I mean? Dragon is the person who trains Sabo, and we can see how powerful he becomes, so Dragon must be leagues above Sabo. We can find evidence to support this in the story. Rayleigh, after training Luffy, was still able to pulverize him. Garp, after training Kobe and Helmeppo, is still leagues above them, especially Helmeppo. With this, we can tell that even after being trained by your superior, it doesn't automatically mean you're going to surpass them. Rayleigh and Garp are very old. Luffy has surpassed Rayleigh now in Wano, but for a while he didn't. For a while he just wasn't at at Rayleigh's level. He just wasn't. But now we can confidently say he has surpassed Rayleigh. Kobe, with the dream to be an admiral, will one day surpass Garp in the future. It would only make sense because Garp is training him, you know what I mean? But like way in the future, maybe end the series, if we get like a flashback to the future. I don't know if that's called a flashback. I guess it's like a future sight shit. I don't know. But when it comes to MonkeyD.Dragon, we have no reason to believe he isn't currently in his prime. He doesn't look old. He's like, I don't know. I don't know if his age is online. If it is, I'm gonna put it on the screen. But he should be around like, I don't know. I don't know. He shouldn't be that old, cause Luffy's like 20. So he had Luffy 20 years ago. And he still has black hair, so I mean, he doesn't look that old, but he does look like kind of old, but not that old, so I don't know. But yeah, and we also have reason to believe he possesses either the Wind Logia or the a Weather Fruit, but it could go either way with that one. Me personally, I think he has the Wind Logia. It would make sense because wind is a popular theme in anime. Also, it would be one of the elements we're missing for the Logia fruits. It just would make sense. Wind seems pretty reasonable. Weather is also possible, but I feel like, I don't know, Devil Fruit that controls weather, I don't know if that's so cool, because like, you know, Kaido and Big Mom, they're kind of like natural disasters, and Kaido can kind of somewhat control weather, in a sense, you know, and a lot of people can control the weather to their advantage. I feel like that just wouldn't be that cool to me, but you know, if you like that, if you fuck with it, that's for you. Also, we know that Dragon taught Sabo the moveset he's using now. The moveset Sabo is using in Dressrosa, that whole Ryo Suitskin, the Dragon Claw Fist or whatever it's called. He learned it from Dragon, obviously. Like, his name is Dragon. Dragon trained him, and he's using literal dragon techniques. Like, bro, the proof's in the pudding. Dragon taught him how to fight. Like, Dragon probably fights in a way similar to Sabo, right? So that literally gives us a glimpse into MonkeyD.Dragon, right? And we understand a little bit more about how he fights, how strong he could be, right? And we saw Sabo using potentially Ryo. I believe he was using Ryo. It could be very possible, but some people may not agree. I think it looks pretty much like Ryo, right? And you know, if Dragon is the one training him, I would be confident that Dragon probably knows advanced armament haki. That makes perfect sense to me, because he should be that strong if he's taking on the world government. He just has to be powerful, my guy. He just has to be, right? And Sabo, again, was able to take on Fujitora, and he has to be stronger than Sabo, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's crazy though that Luffy has really surpassed Rayleigh. Luffy's like the only person who's surpassed his trainer so far. Like, he's definitely surpassed Rayleigh by now, even though some people are probably going to say that Rayleigh is still stronger than Luffy. I don't know what manga they've been reading, but he's not. Anyway, where I'm going with this, what's the point? If we are to believe the Revolutionary Army opposes the world government and their leader isn't at least as strong as a Yonko, how in the world would that make any sense? How they can have all the intel they want, all the influence they want. If the Revolutionary Army doesn't have the military might to oppose the world government, then it's all for nothing. They can't do anything. It doesn't achieve anything. So he has to be at least as strong as a Yonko, and he has to have a perfect, or not a perfect, but a very powerful crew at that, right? Portrayal is a big factor in Oda's storytelling. It helps us hype up characters and show us how powerful they are without actually having to fight. You know, like Mihawk, Shanks, Rocks, and you know, Dragon's portrayal is on par with the likes of these characters. So that, I think that's pretty much facts. And family is also a big part in One Piece. You know, inherited will is the main focus. Dragon, being the son of Garp and father to Luffy, can tell us that he might share similarities to Garp and Luffy, which we, you know, would make perfect sense because that's his son and that's his father, right? And we saw that Garp and Luffy share a lot of similarities when they first met. So, you know, Dragon could share Luffy's tenacity and like his, you know, his will. I could also believe that Dragon possesses the conquerors haki. I think that would make perfect sense. If he's using conquerors coding again, that would also make perfect sense to me. I just feel like Dragon's gonna come out the gate and he's just gonna be like this monstrous force of power. Like Dragon, bro, I'm telling you, bro, this is the character I'm most hyped to see, bro. I know people been sleeping on Dragon because he just stays in the shadows doing his thing, but man, this is the character I've been most hyped to see. So y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Y'all tell me how strong you think MonkeyD.Dragon is. I think he's gonna come out to be as strong as Yonko. It just makes sense to me. And I also really want to see him be that strong. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I want to hear your thoughts. So yeah, peace.